students, I hope all of you are doing well at home. So today we will be talking about Afghans and the Sultanate of Delhi. I hope all of you have watched the video which is shared over here. In case you missed it out, don't worry, you can watch it once the lesson is over. Students, kindly keep your book open next to you and also a rough notebook to write down any important points for future reference. I will start by giving you a brief history about the subcontinent, as we have already studied that the Turkish ruler took control of some parts of India. After the rule ended, the Afghans took over. First, we will talk about the Khiljis, who were Turkish Afghans. They ruled over the subcontinent for a period of 30 years. After the rule ended, the Tughlaqs came to power. The timeline here shows you the number of years that each dynasty ruled. The Khilji dynasty was founded by Jalaluddin Khilji in 2090. He ruled for 6 years and was murdered by his nephew Alauddin Khilji, who then took the throne. Alauddin defeated the most powerful Mongols during his reign. He made many important reforms, such as strengthening his army and protecting his borders from the Mongols as well as the Rajputs. He imposed fixed prices of goods, fixed land revenue policy, and implemented a taxation system which accumulated a lot of wealth. Alauddin undertook cultural and architectural activities to a lavish scale. However, his luxurious life made Alauddin an invalid ruler. He became dominated by Malik Kafur, his most successful field commander. Alauddin died in January 1316, and the Khilji dynasty came to an end after only 4 years. The Tughlaq dynasty was the third dynasty which ruled over the Delhi Sultanate. It was established by Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq by defeating the Khilji dynasty. The Tughlaqs were a Muslim family of Turkish origin. After the demise, Muhammad Tughlaq came to throne and made important contributions to his empire. The dynasty reached its peak during the reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq's rule. However, he was not successful in many of his new ideas, such as issuing of currency, as people started producing fake coins at home, and also the shifting of capital from Delhi to Daulatabad was a failure because it did not have enough fresh water supply for the huge number of people who moved there. During the reign of Muhammad Tughlaq, Ibn Battuta, who was a Moroccan traveler, came to India. He stayed at the Tughlaq court for 7 years as a chief qazi, which means he was a judge, and wrote an account on the life of Muhammad Tughlaq. He called him the most humble of men. Now, we're going to talk about Feroz Shah Tughlaq, who succeeded Muhammad Tughlaq. He was a great administrator with skills of an expert builder. His reign was known as Tarikh-e-Feroz Shahi because of his contribution to the empire, as he built many colleges, mosques, and established an irrigation system. Later, the kingdom was attacked and captured by Timur, who was a Turk and a great warrior. He captured Delhi from Nasiruddin Mahmud Shah Tughlaq in 1398, after which the Sayyids and the Lodhis began to rule. They ruled for the next 125 years. Dear students, I would like you to attempt the following questions which are shown over here. The first question is, describe the rule of Alauddin Khilji. What measures did he take to improve the empire? Why do you think Muhammad Tughlaq failed to be a successful ruler? And the last question, Ibn Battuta was a Moroccan traveler. What contribution did his writing make? I hope all of you understood this topic well. Until next time, please take care and stay safe.